The Ontario Junior Lacrosse League playoffs come to Iroquois Park Sports Center for the second time in this series. Game number 4 between the Brampton Excelsiors and the Whitby Warriors. It is the Warriors leading 2-1. After winning the first 2, Brampton took game number 3, 14-7. I'm Matthew Carrick alongside Lucas Arger for this all-important game number 4 between these two teams. Back-to-back in Brampton in the heat. We now come to the air conditioning of Whitby, where the Warriors are a hard team to beat.
They definitely are, especially in their home building. They've only lost 2 games in this building the entire year. It's in regular season to both St. Catharines and Oakville, yet to lose anywhere else. So it's definitely hard to beat Whitby here in Iroquois, and especially when they have a series lead, it's even tougher, and Brampton knows that their backs are against the wall tonight as their season may very well be on the line after tonight.
Tomorrow's game is required, but before we get there, no coaches wanted to talk about that. They're all focused right here on this face-off, which is won by Whitby in their white jerseys, blue buckets, red numbers going right to left. Off Phil Weatherup's home bench. And right away they'll get it through Tryson Stewart down into the corner. All the way up top for Matt Suter. Couple big omissions for Whitby here as Anthony Sedilot steps to the top of the crease to handle his first touch of the night. No Matthew Ford, probably the biggest offensively, or Reese Winnick. Easton Messina, Jackson Wilkinson also out of the lineup. Yes, here's Brody Haynes. Haynes will go back to Caden Merritt. Second on the team in points with 10 here in the series. Outside shot taken by Jacob Janke. He's got 8 points here in the series, and it'll be a takedown by Riker Babcock.
Nice back check from Babcock to take down Darius Jones. Secondary possession for Brampton.
Outside, they'll work it back through. Haynes, one of a handful of first-round picks for this Brampton team in this year's draft. Merritt's outside shot hits off of Cooper Wilson's foot, who has almost gone the entire distance this year for Whitby in his first full season as starting netminder, then a split save. Kicking out the shot. Hard collision in along the boards. Zachary Tucker and Owen Lee both going after the ball. It's going to be Lee that eventually comes up with it across center.
Nice job by Tucker to dislodge it from Haynes as Brampton had a lengthy possession. Can Whitby duplicate it?
Back and forth here from Matt Suter. Ball rolls over his stick and going to be picked up by Callum Witter, who's out in transition. Coming to join him is Liam McKendrick. Shot went off Wilson, and it'll be Chase Carson that slows it down.
Had the overtime winner on Tuesday night. Was Carson.
Caden Merritt running in. Shot right into the defender's stick. And off and running here, Ryder Haynes. Haynes played it back. Justin Hewitt back in front of the net. James Jemmett was right there. Owen Toval, James Jemmett, Ryder Haynes. 3 of the players that unprompted Phil Weatherup mentioned have been great so far in this playoff series.
They definitely have, especially for Toval in his graduating year along with Tucker and then Jemmett the rookie. So definitely 2 players on one side of the spectrum, one on the other that have definitely stepped up big time here in only 3 games thus far in the playoffs.
Haynes puts it in the corner, 5 left to shoot. He does, hits his own man in the foot. And that stumbles the captain, Janke.
Yeah, I can see him in some discomfort, quickly getting up, still limping a little bit, getting off the floor, but not the first time number 10's been hit in the foot and probably won't be the last.
Does take a brief trip down the tunnel to walk it out. Blake Mason across here to Max Weatherup on the run. Picked up right where he left off in the regular season with 19 points now in 3 games here in the playoffs. 8 goals, 11 assists, matching Cam Monders.
Definitely. Those two have been on a collision course, potting the points for Whitby, and especially funny enough, Matt, they're two righties, something that's rare to see. It's usually righty and a lefty that have been sharing the ball, but that dominant right side for Whitby is something else.
Spin back, Joaquin Gatt. Outside shot from Haynes. Trying to do some quick math. 21, 28, 16 of 28 goals from Monders and Weatherup off Whitby sticks here in the series.
It's a lot of points between those three players.
Yes. Suter back across. Going to be pulled down here. Again, no Ford over on that left side. Weatherup will wheel through. Shot off a body, goes up out of play. Signaled by both Kyle Krotman and Brendan Hessen. Matt Chamois, the third official out there with those two. Nice little pick and roll on the far side. Mason to Stewart, who ended up in the orange carpet. He's now clear.
Something that you're seeing more of is the lefties are actually going to the middle of the floor and across the crease. And I think that's what Parker Pfeiffer, offensive coordinator here tonight for Whitby, would like to see. He knows that you can always shoot from the outside, but wants to see a little more bodies going towards, especially here in Iroquois, going towards the orange.
I asked Phil Weatherup that, if Ford out, does it put more pressure on the other guys on the left side? Does it put pressure on the right side? He just said, no, he expects everybody to play the way they've been playing, and Weatherup doing just that as he tried to sneak it through the 5-hole on Setilat. Still waiting for our opening tally here in the first 5 minutes. One of two games in the OJLL playoffs tonight. St. Catharines and Burlington also doing battle. Haynes gets the reset, plays it back for Merritt. Big tap dance move. Eventually got shoved out wide of the crease. Haynes from up top just missed. That'll bounce off the boards and go for over and back. Evan Barrett got a screen there, a healthy one from Jemmett, and that's called on the interference.
It's little plays like that Jordy Jones-Smith was telling both of us when that one was near the ball, but it's plays that are unnecessary, not required, that can definitely be a momentum loser or downer for Whitby, and especially when they just had a big defensive stand, get the ball back, and then a moving pick to cause a turnover.
On the run, Vincent Ward, part of a handful of what was 6 16-year-olds to start Brampton season. A bunch of them are now 17, but still getting their first taste of Junior A playoff lacrosse. Down on the crease, Suter faked it, came back, setting lot with the stop. Best one of the night by far for either goaltender.
Post to post from number one. We didn't even see that ball until he came up with it, and it actually was on the line and then rolled off, and he picked it up with his glove. So that was a great save from Setilat.
Almost looked automatic as Suter cut in through for the dive, but not so much. Here's Babcock. Back to Merritt, cuts under the defender. Got blown up after the shot, which ends up in is it the left one? Leg pad of Wilson. Deep in the leg pad.
But you were right, it was the left one.
So Matt Suter going to try again. After Setilat stopped him on the crease dive. Far side, looked like there was room to wind up for Blake Mason. It'll come back for Darius Jones. Normally a defensive transition player, getting a slot here on the left side. Back to the righties for Weatherup, shot past the defender. Nolan Candy didn't appreciate it and went right back at Weatherup, who was chasing it to the crease.
Nice job by Candy to step up there. The defense is going to be feeling the pressure a little bit tonight for Brampton after they got the overtime win and then they allowed 14 the following night.
Yes.
But a big talking point in that game out on Wednesday was penalties. Both teams definitely got into the box a lot of power play, some 4-on-4 action. So whoever's going to be the better disciplined team tonight will probably have the better chance of coming away with the W.
Liam Hackett running it over center. Jordy Jones-Smith telling us before the game, try and limit the ones that are 200 feet away from the ball, as those seem to get called a bunch. A couple nights ago, series going back-to-back in Brampton, so it wasn't a big, long delay with a lot of stuff going on here at IPSC. Merchants in the playoffs, BLC in major series, and a hit here in the corner in Junior A, handing the ball to Brampton. Minute and a half away from the halfway mark here. There's Ty Clark, who has just returned from injury. Looked like one official pulled the whistle down. The other one called the over and back. Aiden Erbach finds Weather up off the bench. He's going with his red-hot red sneakers today. He's had the pale blues, which stats definitely more in the red. Not sure why you're laughing. It's true.
It is. No, I'm just laughing at how many pairs of shoes he has and how often he goes back and forth.
Yeah. And how often I noticed things like that, apparently. Haynes into the corner. Shrugging past the defender. On the run, Babcock again from these parts. The former West Durham Ironhead has had a pretty good season here in Brampton.
Brampton thought they should have retained possession because they thought it went off the net. Officials said it went off the side of the net, which doesn't count as a shot on goal. So Whitby with an opportunity here, and Suter has it in his stick. Lamoureux.
They are calling it a deflected shot, but the shot clock goes against Whitby anyways. And now Isaac Snell crosses center. Carson out to Janke. Haynes with it again. He'll put it down to the half boards. Walking through Colby DeMora. Got it over to the right side. Shot handled by Wilson and then quickly picked up by Zachary Tucker. Jack Moores to the first one off the bench. Ryan Proctor has had a few big games for Whitby. Proctor over the top. Back to Mason. Shot down towards the feet of Sedilot. Missed. And a well-timed stick check going to spring Quinn Little. Shoots from outside. Big pile up in front of Wilson, who made the save. And it go up and out of play.
Great transition game from Brampton there. Saw the 2-on-1 and Little just decided to go to the net, see what happens, and results in a reset here for the Excelsiors. Now Jacob Janke is going to try and get some magic feet going.
Takes flight. Oh, that looked like he was close to the corner. Like he was close to the crease as well as he took off against Owen Toval, who's now back down floor in transition. It'll be far side, Isaac Fry. Continuing to dig it out despite being knocked down. Second time he'll hit the turf on this loose ball battle. And there was no possession. Finally, Brampton bringing it to center as we get some shoving in behind the play. Still Fry with it. Heads up the...
Well done by Owen Lee to cause that turnover. Now Evan Barrett back the other way.
Off the crossbar and bouncing out. Even the Spirit squad in the stands not safe here tonight.
A little bit of a track meet over the past couple minutes here.
They're just happy to have air conditioning after back-to-backs at Brampton Memorial. Air quality in the not-so-good range here in Ontario this week. Jack Moores brings it down. Outside shot skips in off Sedilot. Played to the far side. Had a little trouble with it. Was Quinn Little. Only has 8 to cross center and not going to get there. Tried to get it through Stephen West.
So we saw it towards the beginning of beginning of the game, Matt, with Brampton doing some back checking, causing some turnovers. Whitby now doing the same, causing an 8-second violation. Going to be different to see how both those teams can do that all night.
Mason going high. Net is well off. Sedilot was down and out. Cam Monder shot it over top of the crossbar, and Whitby's bench think they've scored. No flag to be thrown here in the OJLL, so we remain without a goal here with 7 minutes to go in the first period.
Crazy sequence that was. Great job by Mason to go across and then Sedilot down, and kind of a wild shot on the second shot there.
Ryder Haynes getting it back to Owen Lee. Flip pass, Tovel. Just missed it in the corner. Carried across center with a bit more urgency that time from graduate Caden Kablinskis. Merritt through Janke. Out to the far boards. Little toe drag. It'll be returned Merritt's way. He had eyes for the 5-hole. And Wilson going to stop it there as well.
We're going to get a delayed call coming here right in front of the Whitby bench. See official Hessen have his arm up, and Kevin Haynes is not happy about it right now. And you can see Hessen talking with both Haynes and Pat O'Toole. So 6 attackers out there as Cooper Wilson's to the bench. Lamoureux's shot gets stopped. He gets another one.
Bouncer back up top. Into the stick here of Weatherup. Hidden ball play between him and Suter. And 20 seconds here after that reset. Clark, the defender, down in the crease. Up top, Weatherup shoots. That might have hit Candy in front. Sedilot comes to his left again. This time to take away a dunk try. My goodness, he's been acrobatic here in the first. And our first penalty is going to Brampton for a cross check.
It's going to be to Caden Merritt. I saw it along single side. Merritt was a lefty. He was going across the shoot, and then when he got on the far side, I think he gave an extra pop to Zach Tucker in the back, and when it's right in front of Brandon Hessen, he's not going to miss that. And then you can see Kyle Krotman going over and talking to Pat O'Toole for a minute. But we talked about penalties. A lot happened on Wednesday.
Yes.
Took us almost 15 minutes to get our first one here tonight, as Whitby will get the game's first power play.
And it'll be Cam Monders right away down to the crease. And Sedilot has been a busy boy here in this first 15 minutes.
Stopped all 13 shots he has seen. Cooper Wilson doing the same, seeing 11.
Want to remind you, it is game number 4 out in Burlington tonight. About to get started in about 12 minutes. OntarioJuniorLacrosse.com is where you can follow along with that game. St. Catharines leading 2-1. Little bounce shot there off the left arm of Cooper Wilson. We were down in St. Catharines on the weekend for game 1. A kind of surprising 6-5 Burlington come from behind victory, but all A's ever since. Suter up top, back behind the net. Another dunk try from Monders and another save from Sedilot. That time Monders looking skyward.
Monders thought he faked him with the kind of backhand flip and then tried to go for the forehand and thought he had it, but official says he stepped on the white or orange, one of the two. Just he didn't take off from blue is all we know.
Here's Haynes. Far side Janke on the run. Late in the shot clock, can only bounce it off the legs of Wilson. Played around in the crease there a little bit by Hewitt before sending it to center to Evan Barrett. Final handful of seconds here in the power play. Mason across. Quick stick Stewart. What a pass from Weatherup to find him on the crease as we go back to even strength. Up top, Weatherup rings it off the crossbar. That's 2 that have hit the bar tonight for Whitby, and now down floor. Witter lets a shot go. Had James Jemmett all over him. And now Whitby gets the rebound with Tucker.
So Merritt came out of the box. He didn't go all the way across to send a D guy out. He kind of fooled the power play unit and then got a good scoring opportunity down at the other end. That's a good IQ play from Caden Merritt.
Well, you say good IQ play, but one of the coaching staff just took him down the tunnel for a conversation, probably about the shot, with the penalty kill unit having been out there for a while, turned it back to the defense right away. Under 3 to go here in the period. Merritt not missing any floor time, however, as Colby Demora has it. Demora's shot well wide of the mark.
We're going to get another delayed call here in the middle as Aiden Urbach was all over Jacob Jenke.
Jenke, so he's checking kind of the lips area. We get another look.
Oh, that's what it was. And then the second takedown from Urbach. So it's going to be, I believe, a roughing minor to number 19. So Brampton is going to get their first man advantage unit of the night, and it's going to start in the stick of Vincent Ward.
As you would expect, first overall pick to the Excelsiors this year. Split time between the A's and the B's. Played a lot of lacrosse. And a very good Junior A debut. All the way back in his stick now. Shot there. Jenke got knocked down and then hit with the shot. So never really got to Wilson. Owen Lee picks it up and seeks the safety of the timeline. So right after Brampton killed off a penalty, they go to the power play, and Warriors trying to kill now as well with Bryson Lamoureux on the far side. Matching stride for stride with Liam McKendrick around the young defender and into the back of the net to break the deadlock.
So what does Lamoureux do? He's able to get around McKendrick. Because he's a lefty, he turns back over his right shoulder, tries to fool him by going underneath, and then he rotates his head with a lot of torque and lets that bouncer fly right past Sedilot. Short-handed marker nonetheless. I didn't have that on my bingo card. Goal one of the night is short-handed.
I didn't have goal one of the night coming 18 and a half minutes into the period either. So you and I are both out of the stakes race. Still a minute left in the man advantage here, though, for Brampton. See if they can get one back before the end of the period. Ward here with Haynes down in the corner. No look pass to the cutting Haynes. Puts Wilson in the rocking chair, but made the save.
Great save from Cooper Wilson there as Haynes got in alone and able to make a great stop.
There's Cam Monders. Monders around the outside of the defending Stephen West. Now Witter will take over. On the run, Monders got it between the legs of Sedilot, but Montreal-born goaltender Quebec-born, get it to sit right before the line.
Urbach getting set to rejoin the floor as there will be about 24 seconds of 5-on-5 to end the period.
Ward, quick stick, far side, it's in! Another one that stumbles Wilson backward. Not sure if this is going to officially be a power play goal or not, as Urbach comes out of the penalty box, but it will be a 1-1 tie.
I believe that was Chase Carson on the far side. So there's Ward over to Carson and just a quick stick. I actually saw the time expire off the clock, so I do believe that will count on the power play. Although the stat sheet online says it happened a second after Urbach's time expired, so I think actually that'll be a 5-on-5 goal. So it happens, so that does get credited as a 5-on-5 goal. And what also gets credited is Whitby with their first period timeout that Phil Weatherup just called.
"17 shots in the period for Whitby, 15 for Brampton." Reminder that they do battle again tomorrow right here. 8 o'clock or 7:30 start time? 7 o'clock maybe. 7 o'clock. Also in action tomorrow, Orangeville Six Nations. What a series that's been from the ILA. And then in Kitchener, Oakville with a chance to end the Kodiak's season. It is 3-1 after the win last night that you saw right here. And who saw that coming going into the playoffs? Knew Oakville was pretty good, better than their record, but my goodness, after the load up for Kitchener,
definitely
not the playoffs they want.
No, it wasn't. It was definitely a bit of a. It's definitely been an eye opener to see how well. It's not that Kitchener has played poorly. Oakville has just stepped up their game and definitely played a lot more, and they've definitely executed a lot better. So that's kind of been the difference maker in that series. And in this one, it's been who's been more disciplined.
Well, power plays one at the end for Brampton. Whitby did not score, trying to get the lead here on a last-second play. Dive attempt. Stewart bounces it through the crease right at the horn. And Anthony Sedilot had 2 more stops here at the end of the period for good measure. A really good one for him here in this opening 20.
A great opening 20 for both goaltenders, but especially Sedilot made a lot of acrobatic and cross-crease saves, especially on players like Monders, Lamoureux, Suter, Weatherup, and then Wilson kind of doing the same thing. We saw him have that close rank save on Brody Haynes during a power play, and I mean, this is what you want in Game 4. Even though Whitby does have the series lead, Brampton has definitely come to play tonight, and they're also feeling the pressure a little bit. They got the overtime win in Game 1 in their barn, and then the next night they kind of played a little bit depleted. They were fatigued, only able to muster 7 as they allowed 14. So they're thinking that they still got something to prove here. But keep in mind, both clubs are very, very young. So them being the 4-5 series is both a success in their organization's views this year, but only one of them will see round 2 in the playoffs.
Yeah, Phil Weatherup wouldn't commit to the fact that maybe they were the favorites coming in the Whitby Warriors, despite how young Brampton is and how they came into the playoffs and their seeding, but said that these two teams are evenly matched, as we saw in that first period. 1 goal off 17 shots for Whitby, 1 off 16 for Brampton. Both teams had a power play chance, and we're setting up for a good one here at Iroquois Park Sports Center tonight. It's the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League playoffs. Whitby trying to take a stranglehold on the series. Brampton trying to draw it even here in Game 4. We'll be back to Whitby in 8 minutes. Good look at Whitby getting set to get the second period underway here, and they had a hard time solving Anthony Settilot. Some acrobatic saves in that first period for both him and Cooper Wilson.
Definitely. Both goalies were on their game tonight. Here's a great save that Wilson made and then hit the post and stayed out on Jacob Janke. Back to Settilot here. Blake Mason coming across. Great shoulder save right there, and then the net got dislodged. Matt Suter, and then on a dunk attempt right here from Cam Monders as he looked up to the sky. And then Weatherup was able to ring the iron that shook the place here inside IPSC. And then the first goal of the night, shorthanded from Bryson Lamoureux. We've been talking about this guy all year. He might win Rookie of the Year, number 33. But then Chase Carson, overtime hero on Tuesday night, scores a quick stick goal just as Aiden Urbach's penalty expired. So it doesn't count as a man advantage marker on the stat sheet, but it does count as a goal. And that's where we stand right now, 1-1 at the end of 20 minutes. And all night long, it's going to be 19 and 91 at the face-off dot as Clark has been unable to try and get the better of Aiden Urbach.
Yeah, not many have been able to get the better of Aiden Urbach this season. Ty Clark coming back from injury. Pretty good draw taker in his own right. And remember that Urbach is trailing on the heels of Jack Oldman, who was dang near automatic in his junior career. I believe has one more year until his draft. He'll be in 27.
Sounds right for Oldman. Him and Owen Lee going to be teammates once again coming up soon in the fall, as they're both students, I should say, at Ohio State University. So they will see each other pretty soon. But speaking of Oldman quickly, him and the Brooklyn Merchants getting set to start their playoffs.
Yeah, Senior B playoffs, Junior A playoffs, Junior B down to the finals. C, same story. Good time to be a lacrosse fan, especially here in Ontario. Here is Lamoureux. Scored the lone Whitby goal. Heads up in the stands. That tips off the stick of Little and goes up at a play. One goal off 16 shots for Brampton. Came just as their lone power play was expiring. Whitby's, as you said, was scored shorthanded off 17 shots in that first period. From the outside, they'll come across to Trayson Stewart. Looks off the righties. Carried it in himself, but shoved out wide of the crease. And that's the one thing Brampton's defense has been very good all year and can turn transition at any time. Kublinskis just ran out of space.
Great job by Tucker to cut off the scoring angle there on Kublinkis in order to disrupt a scoring opportunity. But now Merritt has it.
One of only 4 graduating players from this Brampton team. Not very many on Whitby either. It's been kind of the story of the league this year, as you know, the other series you're talking about, even Orangeville, Six Nations, just a handful of graduates, and Kitchener with 18 as they took the opportunity, as we said in that first period, to load up.
And now they're on the brink of elimination.
Yes.
Game 5 goes tomorrow night back at Kinsman Arena. Game 4 was a good one if you're an Oakville Buzz fan last night at the track.
All Oakville last night. Time ticking away. We had our own predictions as you and I went back and forth. Nowhere close to what ended up happening. Show you what we know.
Yeah, very little in terms of that. If we were to expose the conversations we had, you would think that we are not betting men.
Here's Ward from the outside, shot stuffed, and stepping up and taking off is Darius Jones out the back door. This time, big cutback move, and Settilot afraid to move because he knew it was close, but it was in front of the line.
Great glove save from Settilot on Jones. The two Quebec-born natives going toe-to-toe, but Settilot wins that battle against Jones. Great move by Jones, but unable to beat the big man of Sedilot.
Now it's Wilson who puts a hand behind the pads there, out of the crease. Darius Jones having to deal with Little right back at center. He'll put it to the front door. Monders to the wall for Stewart around the screen. Back far side, Suter in through the middle. Weatherup couldn't deal with the pass. It bounces into the crease of Sedilot.
So definitely bigger floor, bigger arena here tonight than what they've been used to in Brampton. So transition game. Who's going to be the better team in the second period here with the long change? You saw on that one, Jones, or I think it was Ward's shot got stuffed. He couldn't go and change, so he had to go back on defense. And that's definitely going to be something we'll keep an eye on, is who's going to win in the transition game this period.
Caden Merritt's shot hit his own man. Couldn't get another chance before the 30-second clock. Yeah, two very different barns in this series. I think you could say the same for basically all of them. I mean, we got a good mix of carpet and hard court and air conditioning and not air conditioning. And
this is the only series in the first round that's carpet. Orangeville Six Nations, carpet to concrete.
Yes.
Oakville Kitchener,
Yes.
carpet to concrete.
Yes.
St. Catharines Burlington,
Wow.
carpet to concrete.
Hasn't always been the case here. And hasn't always been the case at Memorial either. Got laid down just before the 2017 Minto Cup. Outlet pass here, Little. And add those hot roasty nights to, wipe downs in the first period.
Definitely.
Keeping you longer than you had to. Hefty screen set far side. Babcock returning it back to the crease. Delayed penalty coming as Brody Haynes shot, and it'll be to Whitby. An illegal cross check after that screen. I think Urbach may have tried to get some revenge.
So, didn't quite catch what it was, but Kyle Krotman signaling an ICC. So Urbach's second penalty of the game gives Brampton their second power play. And remember, they scored just after it from Chase Carson. But their power play unit was busy Wednesday night, as that was a penalty-filled affair.
Haynes from the outside off the throat guard of Wilson. Official will check on him, says he's good to go. And as many as there were in that game, penalties in the second period in the series was told favoring Whitby 8-1. Didn't verify that information, but
sounds accurate.
Yeah. The one who gave it to me wouldn't lie to me, so Blake Mason across, the shot bounces over top of the net. Whitby not going to mind the shot clock violation as it takes time off the penalty clock. Witter looking for Merritt cutting through. And missed, and they'll give it right back to the Warriors to try and kill the last minute of Urbach's penalty.
Brampton had the right idea there at the 2-on-1, just couldn't connect on the pass coming out of the bench. So now the Warriors are going to try and kill off.
Yeah, what is 40 seconds now? Here with Lamoureux, number of moves. Sedilot stands tall. Ball comes back out towards the restraining line. Stewart, who's been out there that entire time, goes off now. West picks it up and will leave it to his captain, Janke.
Nice job by Stewart to whack it and kill off another 5 seconds right there. Especially now that shot and penalty clock are about 2 second difference.
Look out, Ward lets one go right into the logo, though, of Wilson. And now off and running, Justin Hewitt. He'll just stand here and hang on to it as the power play expires. Urbach's jersey got caught on the door. It took him a little extra half second to get running, but we are back 5-on-5 with 7.5 minutes gone here in period number 2. Still just those 2 goals, 1 per side in the first.
Both goalies are playing very good right now.
Yes,
Wilson.
and their defense in front of them.
Yes. 19 saves for Wilson, 18 for Sedilot to this point through 38 minutes, 28 minutes of action. I can't do math.
I was going to believe you.
Don't.
Here's Chanky. Joaquin Gatt open momentarily. Merritt, low shot, didn't get all the way through. And Jordy Jones-Smith called his defense big, mean, fast, and fierce in our pregame chat. He knows a thing or two about defense here in Whitby. 2013 Minto Cup winner along with Adrian Soracchetti in 2011. Outside rip there from Lamoureux. Just skipped over Blake Mason, who, no disrespect to him, it's probably more a missing Matthew Ford thing, defense thing, but really haven't noticed Mason in the game tonight.
Not really, no. He's
normally about 4 assists by this time.
There's definitely some good plays that he's made, but when he's taken shots, haven't been able to connect and hit the net on Sedilot.
Here's Ward from the outside, a cheeky little underhand through a couple defenders. Wilson stood in for 3 Warriors breaking out. It'll come back on a flip here to Jones. Looks like he wants to stay in play as Max Weatherup has the ball far side. All the way over top of the set. Into Stewart, under 10 on the clock. Weatherup loading up, brings it down. Well, falling off Sedilot and just wide. And draws a penalty, though, a slash here against Brampton. No, I don't think it's going to be a penalty shot, but nice try.
I don't think it will either, as kids were definitely voicing their opinion tonight.
Second power play coming for Whitby.
0 for 1 up for to this point.
30 seconds away from the midway mark of regulation time and a goal per side. Remember, the score is 12-9, 9-8, 14-7. No shortage of goals for the first 3 games of this series, but
no shortage of goals in the first period. And Burlington right now, as it's 5-1 for St. Catharines.
Yeah, I think caught a little off guard, maybe overlooking Burlington a little bit, and Blaze just played awesome in game number 1, but I think the A's have found their stride, which is bad news for everybody else. Here's Weatherup. Oh, another one off the junction. Sedilot's got help from his buddies behind him a couple times tonight, and now has to deal with Monders on that far side. Quickly up here through Suter. Lamoureux looking for the shot. I was going to say kicked out by Sedilot. They do give the reset as the rebounds in the stick of Monders. Suter behind his back. Takedown on the crease. It was Weatherup on, McKendrick. Weatherup lost his stick. Now down to the crease. Diving, scoring! Breakout play, shorthanded works here for Brampton. 3 goals on the board between the 2 teams. 2 of them are shorties.
They are, and that was a great passing play finished off by Brody Haynes. So Kublinkas to Merritt. Feet are clean, and Haynes goes far side for his first of the game. As you just said, Matt, short-handed. And it's now a 2-1 lead for Brampton, their first lead of the evening. So that was a great job by Merritt, as he now has 11 goals in this series to go along with 7 goals and 4 assists, good for 11 points. Second in scoring for Brampton in this playoff series. Number 1 is Jacob Jenke. Merritt with the assist, Haynes with the goal.
There we go. I was trying to get caught up myself.
Yeah. So 9 points for Brody Haynes.
And still on the power play off the shoulder, Setty-Lot. Stewart in front. Right into the chest guard and still trying to recover it was Weatherup coming all the way outside the restraining line.
Not much time left for Candy as he's back out on the floor.
Weatherup. Cross here for Stewart. Definitely getting a lot more touches tonight in the absence of Ford. Weatherup too much in front of Monders. Ball rolled into the corner, and we're going to get a delay of game call here against Liam McKendrick.
No, I think it's going to be against Cam Monders and Whitby instead.
Oh.
So I think after that illegal screen call, Whitby had it, and apparently too much of a roll away into the corner. So Monders is going to go serve it. Goalies are going to get a drink as we have 8:16 remaining in the middle frame. This is a low-scoring affair because this is a goalies duel. Both of them have been on their game tonight.
Yes.
It's been pretty. If you like defense and you like good goaltending, this is the game for you. Wilson and Setty-Lot are going toe-for-toe, have each allowed a shorthanded goal. Only difference marker is that technically 5-on-5 goal from Chase Carson as the first power play or penalty for Whitby expired. And then he was able to score right at the end of the period.
And what's interesting about those two netminders is Anthony Setty-Lot and Marcus Medill have been going back and forth. Basically every game, doesn't matter who has a good game, doesn't matter what stats are put up. And, Pat O'Toole has said, they're both graduating players. That's kind of how they're going to go down the stretch here. So expect to see Medill tomorrow, but we'll see if Setty-Lot wins himself another start. On the other side, though, Cooper Wilson basically has run the gauntlet.
He has the majority of the season.
Ward behind his back to Janke as Brampton goes back to the power play. 66% of the goals tonight coming shorthanded, though, so keep your eye on the four Warriors out there right now. Going to make Ward back up before restarting. Janke towards the corner and now goes to set a screen through the middle. Behind the net, Janke. Merritt to Ward. Near side, Carson. Brought down on the far boards by Haynes, but Lee is aggressively playing defense over there. Quickly swings back through Janke to Ward again. Haynes, still no shot. Ward to Haynes, looks off the net again, behind the back. Here's Janke, that one stumbles Wilson, but stays out.
You could see Owen Lee was not really playing much of Haynes. He was more concerned about Ward up top. So that's a great job by Lee to notice that, and that's what you want to see in your captain. Not only has Lee been in the league a long time, but he's picked up a few Weatherup and Jordy Jones-Smith-isms about what to do out there on the PK. So nice job by 51 there.
7 minutes left to go. Outside shot. The joy that Jordy Jones-Smith talks about the game, big smile on his face, sees it very well. Can't give you every word he said when we talked to him, but
it's rare to see Jordy Jones-Smith be displeased or disappointed in something when he's on the bench.
Yes. Back to Ward. Catches Wilson moving, and it's going to bounce through his legs for the first power play goal of the night.
So you thought it would be Janke that's going to shoot this, but he comes in, and he's really the one that draws this play up. He sets the pick, which allows Haynes to come from the left shooter up to the top. Ward slips down, and unfortunately, no penalty killer for Whitby steps up, so he just unloads. And now Whitby find themselves down by 2, and they may find themselves without the ball here as Clark almost picked that up, still loose. But then Ryder Haynes is able to corral that loose ball.
Reaching for the center line. Owen Tubble knew he was close. We'll get it back to Hewitt. Now through Suter as those two head off and the rest of the offense comes on. Weatherup. Here for Lamoureux. Cross the crease, ducking underneath Proctor. And a good save again from Sedilot. Those bunch of plays tight to him that we've seen go in over the course of the season is now a catch on the left leg for Wilson. Going to turn the ball over with Babcock getting knocked down into the crease.
I think that's a play there that Jordy Jones-Smith isn't going to be too happy about. You did the right thing in transition. Goalie makes a save, and then the push at the end just really it kills all the momentum that they just gained.
Ward chased his own shot, nearly got put back in his own bench. Janke's got it now. Ran to the crease after putting it to the feet there of Wilson. Darius Jones, cross center. Cross floor now. In the direction of Monders. He has to turn out wide. Suter goes back to Monders. Now Stewart. Mason sets a screen, wanted the return pass. It'll go to the right side for Suter, who's bearing down again in the crease. Sedilon, I think, still made the stop.
Nice job by the Brampton defense to push Suter downhill and not allow him to get top side, and then Sedilot just standing in his ground making that save. So we now have under 5 minutes to play, Matt, in the second frame.
Cross floor pass banged off the window. Carson couldn't bring it down. Nice scoop pick up here by Tucker. Zachary Tucker facing the defender. Back to Weatherup. That one missed everything. Was headed for over and back. Hits the rafters instead. And now Carson will just jog it across the timeline.
So we talked about which team is going to be better in transition in this period. Right now it's been Brampton, as we saw them have that transition goal. Their other one coming short-handed, and they've also gotten more looks in transition this period.
That was Carson over the top, looking again 5-hole. That's a bunch here in the second period that were into the feet of Wilson. So I wonder if that was a talk for the defense. Maybe notice something in that first period. Don't know how you can notice something when you only score one time, but under 4 to go now. Oh, huge hit in front of the crease, and official's arm is up. Liam Hackett got knocked down, gets right back up. Or pardon me, Lamoureux as he walks away, and Wilson had just gone to the bench as Brampton touches up.
So it's going to be an illegal body check infraction coming to Callum Witter. As you saw in front, Lamoureux went to set a pick, and then just as he took a couple steps backwards, just got dummied from behind. So Whitby get to score on the power play, 0 for 2 up to this point. Do they have an extra man advantage tally in their pocket?
It was this man here, Lamoureux, who scored shorthanded. He'll get it back up to Weatherup over the shoulder. Lamoureux ran through the crease, touches it here, and touches it illegally after the Sedilot save. This will be the third power play for Whitby, matching the 3 that Brampton had. Neither team really, I don't want to say pleased, but not fans of the officials over the first 3 games. In our pregame chat, here's Ward. Back to the middle, dragging it through. Another over-the-shoulder try. This time by Haynes. That's Brody, the Haynes of Brampton. Number 15, number 8 is Ryder for Whitby. Relation?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Suter chasing this one all the way back to center. Now Stewart has it. 40 seconds left. They went for the backdoor quick stick with Monders. That's going to open Stewart for another shot. Rang it off the post right at the shot clock. And there's a loose ball on the floor, and Weatherup was right there. Tucker taken down. It'll come back to Carson. Nolan Candy with it.
Nice job by McKendrick, and I believe also Fry was in on that as well. That was a great job by them to find that loose ball after Stewart rung it off the post and then get it over to Candy.
I believe it's Isaac Fry, former captain of Team Nova Scotia at the Summer Games. Witter out of the box, but has to do up his chin strap. Pass across to Hackett. Elected to load up the shot, and that gave Sedilot time to come over and make the save. Caden Kublinskis, one of a number of former Kitchener players on this Brampton team. They've made a few trades over the last couple years. As Jakey has it. Down in the corner. Here's another one. Joaquin Gat. No room to spin back off pressure from Tuvel. I think the lone deadline move for Joel Watson. I asked if he forgot to pay his cell phone bill before the deadline. He's normally one of the more active GMs, but just said we're a young team. There was no point. Final minute of this period. Back to 5-on-5. Straight through the middle shot there, turned aside. Proctor out to the outside. Monders looking for it and can only scoop it up into the crowd.
Right idea for Monders, coming off that rebound, trying to look for it, but pops out, and we get a whistle for a timeout. 3-second difference between shot and game clock now, so they won't be able to hold for last shot, but it will come pretty close. As it's also Brampton's first timeout of the game. A little bit of a different period in this one, Matt. You've seen a lot more transition opportunities from both sides. Brampton kind of getting the more quality looks in transition. Penalties, I want to say, are even in this period, but we both know my memory is awful. Actually, my memory is right. They are even. I was right. But two shorthanded goals in this game. One aside. Both teams, they're doing better 5-on-5, but they're not getting into the middle. And I think that's what both offensive coordinators in Ian Andrew and Parker Pfeiffer want to see, respectfully. But, I mean, the big storyline right now is the goalies. Sedilot and Wilson are playing very, very well tonight. Going post to post, acrobatic. We saw Wilson with a couple split saves. We saw Sedilot rob Darius Jones on a breakaway. So you're definitely seeing both the goalies come to play tonight. And I think Sedilot is definitely feeling it after coming into relief Medill on Wednesday. Medill got the start. Sedilot then came in to relieve him, and I kind of settled things down a minute for the two goalies. But Wilson, he's just trying to get back to how he played on Wednesday night, only allowing 7 goals. So it is still possible to only allow 7 on Brampton. He doesn't want to get that far, but we'll see how the last 20 minutes and 20 seconds have to go.
To your point, Sedilot with 30 saves now in the game, 26 for Wilson, hoping there's at least one more in his future, as it'll be last shot. Sedilot is still on the floor, by the way, so no extra attacker here for Brampton, as Carson gets shoved out wide, and that's Ryder Haynes on him, who's had a strong defensive game. Whitby will pick it up, bomb it down floor. There will be no two-pointer from Brody Merrill here at the end of the second. It'll be a 3-1 Brampton lead off 2 goals here in the period.
A better period from both teams, I want to say. Both in the first period, they didn't really look lost, but their offenses weren't clicking like I know they wanted to, so definitely a bit better in the second. Whitby getting more looks, just haven't been able to beat Sedilot. For Brampton, shorthanded marker, and then the power play goal from Vincent Ward. So definitely a bit more of a track meet in that period with the reverse transition, and now it's only a 2-goal game heading into the final 20.
Final 20 coming your way here at Iroquois Park Sports Center, which will host game number 5 of this series tomorrow. Will it be with a chance for Whitby to move on, or will it be all even? We'll find out in 9 minutes. You're watching the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League playoffs. Back to Whitby shortly.
You're good.
Back here in Iroquois Park Sports Center, the home of the Ontario Lacrosse Festival, and the Whitby Warriors, who gave up 2 goals in that period, starting with this one, a dive play, and then Brampton one more on the power play.
Jacob Jenke sets the seal, which allow Haynes to come up to the point, and then he finds Ward, who goes 5-hole. Then a couple opportunities for Whitby, including this one by Darius Jones on the breakaway, and then Max Weatherup coming in, just gets a piece of it with Sedilot, and then here's another good one here from Weatherup as he tries to float it in, but had it the crossbar, and then Lamoureux couldn't bury it. Backdoor feed right here. So that goes off the iron as well, and then Sedilot robs Stewart in close. So that's where we stand right now. Sedilot might be having the game of his life right now as he's allowed 1 goal in 40 minutes over, I think, 30 total shots as I pull
31.
Up the 31.
31 showing online, so 30 saves through 2 periods. Keen observers will note this is the last scheduled game for the first round of the playoffs. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're going to see how some of the other games play out to see where we head to next and when. Announcement will also be made at the OJLL on your favorite social media platform, so be following along, as we should have an answer sometime tomorrow night, I would assume. It's Whitby getting first possession here off the face-off. Just the 1 goal through 31 shots after 40 minutes. Brampton with 2 off 13 in that middle frame. We've got 29 shots on the crease to Weatherup. All over him was Kublinskis.
Suter tried to find him, but Kublinskis was able to knock that pass down and cause a shot clock violation. Brampton's first possession of this period.
Caden Merritt through Babcock. Back to the captain, Jenke. He'll get pushed out wide. High pass, Merritt can't bring it down. Skips off a couple boards, and Wilson will grab it. Long pass up for Darius Jones. Headed off floor this time. Gives it to Weatherup on his way by. And now Proctor. Up to Stewart. Lamoureux setting the screen. Comes back to Lamoureux on the run. Sedilot looked like he was back in his net, but comes up to save it, and where is it?
I think he feels it in his pants, and there it is. It's got to be weird if you're a goalie. You just feel something rolling around down there by your legs and hips, and that's why I was a field goalie, Matt. Didn't have that issue.
That's why I was not a goalie. Merritt to the corner. Shot taken there by Colby Demora. Almost was a goalie in my final year of high school eligibility. We lost our goalie. And Josh Hiltz came in and rang one off my knee, and that was the end of my goalie career. Out from the corner, a dive play. Lamoureux runs into the leg of the defender standing there. And has had chances tonight, but not much doing for, well, really either offense, but most noticeable from Whitby. Here's Babcock. Cross floor pass to Haynes. Faked it high, then took the shot past the defender. Bounces all the way back through Jenke. Haynes has it again. Sidestepping. Turning back up top, Ward. Hasn't had much to shoot at tonight. Tries again, though. Can't get it through Hackett. From the outside. Got it off of Wilson. And then swarmed by Justin Hewitt after.
Nice job by Brampton to get some secondary possessions here. Can they capitalize?
Joaquin Gatton coming in and clean catch. That time for Wilson. How about his brother putting in work tonight? 9-3, St. Catharines leading over top of Burlington, trying to make that a 3-1 series for the A's. Chance to move on looking to give themselves a chance to move on Sunday. Quinn Little in transition, runs past everybody. Split save Wilson. Callum Witter in there along with Weatherup. Probably, for my money, the best defensive loose ball player on Brampton and the best offensive loose ball player on Whitby.
Definitely. Those were two players that are lethal. They're quick, and fortunately enough, Darius Jones came in and whacked the stick out of Witter for Weatherup to come in and corral that loose ball.
Suter's shot off the left foot of Settilot. Suter gets his own rebound, though. And play continues with Stewart out to the outside. Suter, stutter step, can't lose his man. We got a Excelsior player down. And slowly getting back up is Brett Hands. Another one of those draft picks. Barrett Hands, from this year's entry draft. Brampton have a ton of picks this year and this coming draft by way of the O'Toole, Bowie, Horseman, Dante Bowen trade a few seasons ago, sending those three graduates to Orangeville and helping the Northmen to their first of what is now back-to-back Minto Cups.
Talk about a deal that's worked out, or that could work out very well for both franchises. Yes. Obviously, it's one of those future ones, so you got to wait to see how it all plays out. But that was a good acquisition for Orangeville to go get O'Toole and Horseman.
Weatherup back to Mason. Tried to find Proctor on the crease. Running out of time now. Shoots off the shoulder of Settilot. No one in the corner to grab the rebound as it's played up through Ty Clark. Of course, Connor O'Toole, the son of head coach Pat, drafted by the Vancouver Warriors. He plays Brampton's majors now, and Dante Bowen, Bowie Horseman, will be in this upcoming NLL draft. Both projected in the first round.
Two Titans that are going to benefit whichever NLL club selects them.
Running through, Evan Barrett. Elected to pull back out and let the guys go to work. Suter around Monders, back through Stewart, and into the corner. Mason on the run. Again, no shot from him as it's Monders getting help from Suter. Behind the back, right on the money, but Suter wasn't ready for that pass. I think him, myself, and everybody else thought that was going to be a shot from Monders, and good work between Lamoureux and Suter to win the ball back.
Secondary possession coming for the Warriors. Again, only one goal up to this point, and it was shorthanded from Lamoureux.
Stewart. Back to Lamoureux. Witter is on him. Stewart screens him out of the way. Shot bounces wide. Brought down by Nolan Tandy. Tandy all by himself. Waits for Janke off the bench. He went straight to the cage. Bounced it off Wilson. And we've played 7 minutes here in the third. Hard to remember a playoff game as low scoring as this one.
Been a couple years.
Weatherup down to the crease. Oh, looked like Settilot was going down as the ball went high. Reset given to Mason. So that may have either hit the goalie or went off the crossbar again. Here's Proctor. Weatherup. Shot bounces wide. Had to deal with the defender while taking it, and it goes for an over and back.
Right idea from Weatherup, but left his hands out a little too out to the side. Didn't rotate fully over, and that's kind of why it went wide. And after one number 10 shot, the other 10 starts his possession with it from Janke. He gets it quickly down to the lefties.
Yeah, Merritt on the crease. Haynes got run over. Called in the crease, and that'll give it here to Ryder Haynes. Monders to Suter. Haynes vacating the floor. Wanders outside, screen coming right through the back of Kublinski's play on. Off the shoulder of Sedilot, looked like he was beat and then just fell to make the save. Have a night.
Anthony Sedilot has been robbing the Whitby shooters all night long, and that's another one right there on Matt Suter. Great save from him.
Haynes the other way. Save made by Wilson. Janky beat to the ball by Hewitt, and another tie-up over there with words between Barrett and Janky as they head off the floor. Darius Jones sets the screen here for Lamoureux. Spins back, turns and fires. Chases his own rebound, gonna get it. Under 10 to shoot, and then coughed it up. Quinn Little gonna get his second chance of the period. Maybe not as he pulls it down. Finding Vincent Ward off the bench. And we're less than a minute away from the halfway mark of the third period, 3-1. Outside Rip Merritt, cleanly blocked by Urbach. Just looked down and picked up the ball and ran away like nothing happened.
Great soak from number 19 as that hit him, and he wasn't phased at all. And there's Proctor.
On the doorstep, good play, and another over and back here against Whitby, though. We've done games this year where it's been 3-1 at the halfway mark of the first period. This has been a defensive stand here tonight, led by our two netminders. Ward peeling out of the corner, low shot, Gat into Wilson, steps up and makes the save. Cooper Wilson listed as a rookie this season as well. You were talking about Lamoureux might win Rookie of the Year. I think his netminder's got a case as well. Weather up outside. An exceptional rookie class in the league this year, with it being as young as it is. Play behind, and just about a half second too late for James Jemmett to follow through on the dunk he was trying.
He had the right idea, just took off half a second too late, but wisely just dropped the ball as he didn't want to get dinged with another delay of game penalty, as Whitby's already been penalized for it once tonight.
Oh, Merritt from the outside, off the shoulder of Wilson, then the crossbar and out. And Merritt will go face mask to face mask with Jack Moores. Owen Lee coming in for a conversation as well, and Kyle Krotman was always going to have the last word. As he'll whistle play back in.
Play briefly stopped. There was another ball on the turf, so Brampton's just going to hold on to it.
Outside rip. That one was close from Chase Carson. One of the 3 goal scorers for Brampton tonight. Babcock back in Ward's direction. Look at the aggressive defense played by Owen Lee. Eventually ball passed down to Merritt. Just missed a few seconds ago. Merritt has it again. Ran out of space. Going to run out of time too, perhaps from Janky. Oh, the dunk try caught Wilson leaning, but couldn't stuff it over top of the crossbar.
A for effort and creativity, but maybe an F on the result as doesn't get the goal, but Janky definitely with the right idea late in the shot clock.
If it was diving, the difficulty score would be high, execution not so much. Kublinskis.
Nice job by Matt Suter there to stop him in transition, and Kublinskis is in some discomfort as he goes down the tunnel for a moment.
It's a tough one. As the bouncer there. Little float pass, I think. Intended for the man on the crease in Haynes for a little quick stick, but wasn't ready to receive it. Now Barrett back the other way for Whitby. We'll flip it to Blake Mason. And Weatherup. To the wall, Monders. In tight, Stewart got the shot away, but it hit off the leg of the defender, I believe Isaac Snell. And now Brampton have it again with Witter. And here we are again, stuck in this deadlock, 13 minutes without a goal here in the period. Still just 3-1 Brampton. Dropping his shoulder, look out, Janke under pressure from Lee. Surprised he's still standing. Janke did get it on net, but late, and he's screaming he wanted a penalty called there against Lee.
He wasn't happy with that play, but great suffocating defense from Owen Lee on that play, and he's doing his part to get a defensive stop. Can the offense do theirs and put one past Sedilot?
Look out, Clark. Looked like he rolled his ankle there and came up hobbling. The ball went right to him and toughing it out right now, carrying it across center. Rolled it back to Witter, who's under pressure. Lamoureux inspired perhaps from his captain and his defense. Lamoureux goes off now. Here's Haynes. All by himself with only 5 left to shoot. Haynes. Little screen set by Merritt. Little shovel shot as well. Another save though from Wilson. Brampton up to 42 shots showing online. 38 for Whitby. Weatherup inside. Mason. Out to the boards. Stewart gives to Weatherup. Gives to Suter. Onto the crease. Max Weatherup. And Sedilot stops him, which hasn't happened all that often this season when Max Weatherup has been alone on the crease.
Great look from Weatherup in tight, but Sedilot doing what he's been doing all night. He's been rock solid.
Outside shot there, just bounced wide. Going back towards center and over and back against Carson. Called for a delay of game, was off balance, but may have stopped Zachary Tucker from getting a quick restart. And immediately, Phil Weatherup calls for a huddle for his power play unit.
So it's the same call that Monders made earlier in the game, and then Carson just did the same thing. It was a loose ball, kind of just whacked it. Monders was kind of the opposite, had it, and then he rolled it a little too far. But in both instances, the ball got away from the team that could have picked up and gone on offense. Whitby's 4th power play, 0 for 3 up to this point. So Sedilot has been locked in. Can Whitby find an answer here? Or come up with one, I shall say, as there's 5 minutes and change remaining here in the final period of regulation.
Fourth opportunity tonight for Whitby. Firing blanks so far, have given up a shorthanded one as well. Suter gonna quarterback. Through Weatherup to the corner. Suter, Lamoureux, then down low. Lamoureux back up top. Stewart's gone to the middle. As Weatherup gets the shot, Sedilot saw it, and it's off his shoulder. Again, worth mentioning, no Matthew Ford tonight.
That's going to be 4 seconds in the crease behind us, Matt. So a turnover against Brampton. I think Sedilot took a little while longer to get it out of his crease.
That is a rare one.
That is.
Matthew Ford celebrating a birthday today, I believe. Not why he's out of the lineup, but happy birthday nonetheless. Suter, far side, couple whacks. One hand pass still. Suter to Weatherup. Recovering, Lamoureux scores again. What an effort Over on the left side, in the absence of one of their top players, it's Bryson Lamoureux with his second.
Keep your eye on Ford. He gets whacked. He's out of frame. Comes back in. Fakes the underhand. Goes overhand. Might have hit something on the way through. But that hit the top corner. Popped right back out. And that's a power play marker for Whitby. And they see themselves down by 1 with 4:21 remaining. So we're back to 5-on-5. Both teams have their timeouts, remember? Close game here on a Friday night from Whitby.
Bryson Lamoureux scored with 1:36 left in the first period. And then 4:21 left here. So that's, 2 minutes and 55 seconds or so away from 2 full periods without a goal. When was the last time you said that about the Whitby Warriors? However, still just a 1-goal game. Max Weatherup trying to change that with a crease dive.
Right idea from Weatherup. He tried to go underneath, just stepped in the white before he took off. And now it's a good pickoff there from Liam Hackett. He may be running. He's got James Jemin and Moores.
Played it back to Jack Moores. Jemin here in the corner with Moores setting the screen. Nobody from the offense came out to help there. Is now swarming the ball back at center. Lamoureux was part of that play. Janke brings it down. We close in on 3 minutes left to go. Little spin of the stick there from Gat. Over to Janke. Shot Wilson saved. Fell over backwards afterwards, but picked up here by Whitby.
Good stand right there from the Warriors. Owen Tuvel able to get that loose ball recovery. And I'm sure the Whitby fans are feeling the pressure right now as we have under 3 to play.
Far side it comes here for Weatherup. Turns and fires. Shoulder saves Sedilot and Brampton. Off and running again. This time it's going to be Isaac Snell. One-on-one with Wilson. And the rookie netminder gets the better of that exchange. Justin Hewitt back the other way with speed. Proctor was trying to get to Stewart on the crease. Rebound just scooted past his stick. Joaquin Gatt will pick up. And now you got to worry about Barrett Hands coming in all alone. Witter kicks it back in the offensive zone. Still up for grabs. Witter lost his stick. Whitby player tripped up and grabbed by Ryder Haynes. Still trying to get away from Witter. Hands there as well. Passed off. Nolan Candy jumps up to pick it up. Boy, it's a scramble out there here with 2 minutes to go.
That was a nifty sequence right there. 2 breakaways for Brampton. Unforced turnovers, loose balls.
Riker Babcock to Ryder Haynes. And another Wilson save.
Wow. This has been crazy over the past 2 minutes there. After that, you just said it, scramble.
A little more set now with Weatherup. Setting the screen for Suter. Just bounced it wide and it will go over and back. Lamoureux. Janke thought he kept the foot on the floor a little too long, tripped him up. Having a word with anybody who will listen as he walked down the bench.
Approaching the final minute mark here. Parker Pfeiffer talking with the offense. Whitby defense needs a stand.
Although Brampton's offense would love one more. They've been hard to come by tonight on both sides. Gatt not ready for that pass. Merritt up for Carson. In down low. Gatt spinning back. Does bounce it through to Wilson to get the reset. Close to the back end. Going to be a tripping penalty instead. Wilson to the bench for the extra attacker. 45 seconds left here for Whitby. Cam Monders as Brampton's defense gets set. Here's Weatherup. Suter trailing. They'll set up with 10 left on the shot clock. Suter, far side. Lamoureux can't bring it down. Stewart over there with him. Weatherup behind the net. Up top, Mason's shot Saved by Seti Lot. Brampton gets the rebound. We're going to have 22 seconds left. And a Brampton penalty coming up, tripping the call. Power play number 5 to Whitby.
What a break that Whitby just caught. So here's Owen Tubble. He gets whacked right in the leg. Gets tripped up. I think that was by Janky. So he's not too happy about it either. So now Whitby, so their power play unit went over to the bench.
So there was a conversation over by Phil Weatherup. And as they were getting the hurry up call, he put his hand up for timeout. Brampton fans don't like it, but this will be the second and final for Whitby. He also didn't like that Janky was accidentally on purpose standing close enough to hear what was going on.
That too.
A reminder, our next broadcast, TBD, as we see how the next few days go in terms of what buildings we can and can't stream to and what series we can bring you. So be sure to subscribe here to the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League YouTube channel and follow at the OJLL on social media. Tomorrow, Orangeville in Six Nations for game number 5 of their series, tied 2-2. This series will shift. Well, it'll return here, actually. And then Oakville will go to Kitchener, trying to end it, be the first team to get into the semifinals. Up top, Suter. Weatherup. Net empty to our right. This one bounces away from Suter. 10 seconds remaining. Picked up Suter. Lamoureux outside, hit the man in front. It bounces up and out of play. 4.2 seconds remaining. Whitby with another possession. Winging it over here to Monders. That hits a defender. Suter banking it forward. Horn sounds. Brampton win 3-2.
What a finish. Seti Lot with the save, couple of blocked shots. Whitby gets the late power play. What a final 5 minutes, entire night of lacrosse, we shall say, Matt. What a treat to be a part of. Brampton ties the series up at 2. But Anthony Seti Lot,
what a story.
might have had the game of his career here tonight. He was stopping everything. 42 saves on the night for number 1. And why wouldn't he be getting all the fist pumps?
Yeah. You see Ty Clark coming over to give him one as well. First one there was Marcus Medill. Their head coach is a Hall of Fame goaltender who said he would go back and forth regardless of the situation. Zoom in here with O'Toole. Well, he was bringing the goalie sticks out, but wonder if that conversation is about who goes between the pipes tomorrow. Do you go back to Seti Lot despite what you've said and done through the season, or do you just keep it rolling going back to Medill tomorrow?
You go back to Medill tomorrow.
Okay.
If it's been working all season and it's got you here this far, you keep doing what's been working well all season for you. So if I'm Pat O'Toole, I'm keeping to my word. Medill is in between the pipes here tomorrow night for Game 5 of the series that's now a best of 3. Tied up at 2s. Who is going to go back to Brampton now with the series lead?
That's going to be a 7 o'clock start time. You can follow along with the Athletics and Burlington, currently 13-7 A's on top of the Blaze there. Looking to make that a 3-1 series lead. And again, 3 series coming up tomorrow. OntarioJuniorLacrosse.com is where you can find all your schedules, stats, standings, and scores, or download the official Ontario Junior Lacrosse League app. Your final from here in Whitby. Brampton 3 goals off 45 shots. Whitby 2 off 42. It was a defense and goaltenders showcase tonight, but Brampton does tie the series 2-2 with Game 5 tomorrow on this floor at 7 o'clock. The only way to see it is to come on out here in Whitby in person. On behalf of my partner, Lucas Arger, our producer, Gary Morrison, director Chris Main, the JVI Sports Network, and the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League, my name is Matthew Carrick saying so long from Whitby. Brand new series here. We'll talk to you next time.